Welcome to Hard Time Sports. I'm Matthew. Today's topic, NFL season 2020, week number 13. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty of the end of the season in a couple weeks. So let's get started with my picks. For today's games, for the 6th of December, let's get started. You have the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints to win this one. Chayson Hill is playing pretty decent with Drew Brees being out. Brees is going to be out again this week. So I'm still going to take the Saints. I think they're a better team. Falcons always find a way to lose games. But I'm going to take the Saints to beat the Atlanta Falcons. They're going to score more points, better defense, just a better all-around team. Better coaching, better everything. So now let's go to the next game today. The Detroit Lions, the Chicago Bears. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions. My friend Tom took the Bears. He took the Bears because the Bears' defense is better. But I think the Lions' offense is better. Even though the Lions have guys out on offense, I still think they have enough firepower to score enough points. Plus, they should have beaten the Bears the first time they played, but lost. I'm going to take the Lions to beat the Bears today. That game can go either way. Neither team's doing anything, but I'm going to take the Lions. Now let's go to the next game today. Indianapolis Colts and Houston Texans. I'm going to take the Colts. Colts did not play very good last week against Tennessee. They got ran all over by Derrick Henry. I don't think it's going to happen this week. Tough defense. They're going to bounce back. They're going to get a win against Houston. I'm going to take the Colts to win this one today. Now let's go to the next game today. Cincinnati Bengals and Miami Dolphins. I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins. Why? I think led by their defense is playing great this year. I have them on my fantasy football. That's probably the smartest decision I made this year on my fantasy football. And by the way, it's my last week of playing fantasy football because I'm already out of the playoffs. And I stunk this year the first time playing. Probably not going to play again. But I'm going to take the Dolphins to beat the Bengals, led by their defense. The Bengals, without Joe Burrow, they're not going to be as good in offense. So I got to take the Dolphins. Now let's go to the next game today. Vikings and Jaguars. I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings to beat the Jaguars. Better team, better overall team, just a better squad than Jacksonville. Jacksonville is trying to play for a top pick. And the Vikings are still in a slim spot to try to make the playoffs. But at the end of the day, I'm going to take the Vikings to beat the Jaguars. Now let's go to the next game today. The Las Vegas Raiders and Jets. The Jets are winless. The Jets are going to stay winless. I'm going to take the Raiders. But the Raiders last week against Atlanta absolutely sucked. I think they're going to bounce back, and they're going to get a win that they have to have against the winless Jets. Now let's go to the next game today. Tennessee Titans and Cleveland Browns. I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans because I think they're going to be able to run the ball all over Cleveland. And that's going to keep Cleveland off the field offensively. And I think if that happens, they can control the clock. I'm going to take the Titans to beat the Cleveland Browns today. Now let's go to the next game today. The Rams and the Cardinals. I'm going to take the Rams just because I don't trust the Cardinals. I think Kyler Murray is playing okay. He's not playing great. Their team is not very good. I think they're overrated. I'm going to take the Rams to beat the Cardinals. Just a better team. Now let's go to the next game today. Giants and Seahawks. I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks to beat the Giants. At Seattle, tough place to play, even though there's no fans. Russell Wilson's playing like an MVP candidate. The New York Giants without Daniel Jones, starting Colt McCoy. I don't think they're going to have enough offense. I don't think Colt McCoy is going to play good enough to win. I'm going to take the Seahawks to beat the Giants today. Now let's go to the next game today. Packers and Eagles. I'm going to take the Packers at home to win this one. I need Aaron Jones to get a touchdown. In my fantasy football, hasn't had a touchdown in 6 weeks, which is pathetic for having somebody in fantasy football. And if I win today in fantasy football, and I win this week, I knock out Garrick, who's the one in charge of this league. I knock him out of the playoffs with this win. So I'm going to take the Packers to beat the Eagles. Just a better team. Carson Wentz is garbage. At the end of the day, Eagles need to bench him and go with Jalen Hurts and give up on Carson Wentz playing like crap. And he also leads the league in interceptions. Now let's go to the next game today. Patriots and Chargers. I'm going to take the Patriots just because I think they're the better team than the Chargers. Yes, Justin Herbert is playing great as a rookie, but they're like the Falcons. They always have leads and find ways to lose games, and I think it's going to continue this week. They'll have a lead and end up losing it. So I'm going to take the Patriots to win this one today. Now, let's go to Sunday night football game. I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs to destroy the Denver Broncos. I don't even know who the Broncos quarterback is going to be this week, and it's not going to matter. Nobody is going to stop Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce or Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to take the Chiefs at home in a rout over Denver. Now, let's go to Monday night football game. There are two games this week. Washington football team at Pittsburgh Steelers at 4 o'clock Central. I'm going to take Pittsburgh Steelers to beat Washington. Better team. But Pittsburgh, as of late, they're getting by the skin of their teeth. A slip-up in Kansas City can create the number 1 spot in the playoffs, which is the only bye that is given away in each league now. In each conference is the top spot. So Pittsburgh needs to continue to win or hope Kansas City slips up and loses, which I don't see happening. I'm going to take Pittsburgh to still win this game against the Washington better team. Now, let's go to the next game on Monday. The original game, Buffalo and San Francisco. The game is originally supposed to be played in San Francisco, but the governor has outlawed people from having contact sports in the state of California right now due to coronavirus. They're moving other home games to Arizona. So I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills to still beat the San Francisco 49ers on Monday, playing better football. They're a playoff team led by Josh Allen. Their defense is playing okay. At the end of the day, I'm going to take Buffalo to beat the 49ers. They got to win this game to stay in the number 3 spot, I believe, in the AFC. So Buffalo needs to win this game because they're going to be in the playoffs. So they got to win and have momentum going into the playoffs and going into the playoffs being on a roll. Now let's go to the next game, which originally supposed to be played for this past Thursday, but got moved to next Tuesday, the 8th. This coming Tuesday, the 8th. Dallas Cowboys and Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens to win this one. The better football team, Dallas, not very good, too inconsistent. I think they're probably going to end up firing Mark McCarthy after 1 year as their coach. I think the Ravens are going to win this game by at least 2 touchdowns. Just a better team. Even without Lamar Jackson, I think Baltimore is still going to win this game. So those are my picks for week number 13. But let's do a quick recap like I always do. For today's games, the Saints over the Falcons, the Lions over the Bears, Colts over the Texans, Dolphins over the Bengals, Vikings over the Jaguars, Raiders over the Jets, Titans over the Browns, Rams over the Cardinals, Seahawks over the Giants, Packers over the Eagles, Patriots over the Chargers, Chiefs over the Broncos. Monday night, Pittsburgh over Washington, Buffalo over San Francisco, and on Tuesday, Ravens over Dallas. And I was wrong when I did my blog last week. There are 2 teams that have a bye, and that is Carolina and Tampa Bay. Now, I'm not going to lie this time. I believe there are no more byes after this week. So those are my picks for week number 13. Until next time, I'm Matthew. Continue to enjoy my blog.